What's going on, everybody? One anti-hero here. First, before I begin this, wow, I messed it up already. Before I begin this video, I want to take a quick moment to shout out my friend Sean. He kind of motivated me to make another video. I know I've been slacking recently, you guys already know. And I just want to give a special shout out to him. Miss you, brother. Hope all is well. What I want to talk about this video pertaining to Yu-Gi-Oh! And any card game in general is reprints. Everybody's been talking about the Gold Series reprints, how there's a bunch of stuff in there, like the whole Cosmo decks, Mermail stuff, which is now the most expensive deck if you count the reprints properly. Just everything in them. And there's so many mixed reviews about reprints, and I just want to give my personal opinion on the situation. So, you can look at reprints as a couple of different things. To the people who spend the money right away as soon as the set comes out and pay over ridiculous prices for, the best deck, quote unquote, that gets released. You do it every set. I don't really have sympathy for you. I understand that it's a lot of money to dish out, and you shouldn't be paying full price on cards no matter what, number one. So that's your first mistake. The second mistake is a lot of people blame Konami for like the reprints and how it affects the pricing in the secondary market, which to me doesn't make any sense because Konami obviously wants to make money and they hate the secondary market in a sense. So why would they help you out in the secondary market? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But on the flip side of that, I do understand that people do spend the money, whether it be not full price or pretty close to full price, and spend $300 or more on a deck because you want to compete and you want to do well at events, and if you want to have the best chance of doing well at events, you want the best cards. It makes sense. I don't have sympathy for you, like I said, but at the same time I understand why you would be mad if they keep reprinting everything in sets, because at that point you're like, why am I spending all this money on cards when I could just wait till the reprints and do that. Now, a lot of people don't like playing reprints because they like the original rarity because it looks nicer. It makes them feel better as a duelist. It actually intimidates some people. If you go to your first event and you're playing somebody who's got the spell ground with the calculator case, everything's max rarity, and you're over here with like starter decks or reprints or cards that are cheap or a cheap deck in general. You might feel intimidated by that, and I understand. So some people will pay the full price no matter what anyway. But I do think in general reprints are good for the game because it gives access to people who haven't had the chance to get the money cards before and actually play the full power decks. And usually, besides a few instances like this, it seems to me when a deck gets reprints, it's already too late for that deck anyway, and there's a new deck out on the horizon. And this is not the case with the Gold Series reprints as far as I know. So I know, the ban list hasn't really come out yet per se. There was an adjusted list, which I could go into detail about that, but that's another day. So what I'm trying to say is I think reprints are healthy. I think people should stop complaining about them. If you spend that much absurd amount of money, then that's your fault. I feel bad for my Yu-Gi-Oh dealers though, and I know a few who are good gentlemen, and they sell cards. That's how they make a living. That's how some people make money on the side. I know reprints are kind of sucks for you, especially you pay a bunch of money for a card and then you got to resell it. But that comes with the territory. You guys know how this works. This is Konami. They're not really looking out for the player in a sense. Most of the time it's just about the money, and that's just how it works. That's how the world works. So, and I get people who would be mad at reprints because they're like, oh, now all these scrubs can afford the deck and think they're better than they are. People who think they're better than they are will always think that, no matter if they're scrub or a rich scrub or a poor scrub, whatever it is. When it comes down to it, players who are really interested in playing competitively in this game will already have the cards. So the reprints, in a sense, don't even matter. And now me, for example, if I really wanted a deck that was expensive, I would just A, either borrow it from somebody, or B, buy it myself. If I was really so inclined to, which I have before. Most of the time I just buy it from, or borrow it from a friend because they have more access to the cards than I do, especially lately. And I'm a trustworthy guy, so people just let me borrow stuff. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about that, reprints wise. I'm kind of happy there's a bunch of reprints. I don't know, even for collector's value, it's just cool to see like reprints of cards so everyone has access to them. It's more annoying to me at locals than anything else. If I spent so much money on a deck, I totally get it, because like you're you're trying to test and stuff, and then you have these people who don't know what they're doing, and they play certain decks, and then they get luck sack you, and it's like, well, the deck kind of just played itself, and you're pissed about it. I totally get it. I totally understand. But when it comes down to it, you spent that money. It's gone. There's no way of getting it back. So, it doesn't matter. So, I think everyone should embrace reprints. And, yeah, there'll be more poor people with better decks. But, like I said, if you're a competitive person in this game, you will have those cards before the reprint anyway. So, it is what it is. You'll have a better understanding of it, I'm sure, than people who haven't really played with it, or people who just play online and don't play in real life. Yeah, there's such a huge difference between that. How come people don't understand that still? You can play online and go 10-0 on Dueling Network with some shit deck, and then you go to locals even and get scrubbed out all the time. All the time. I don't get it. I'm going to end on that. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys soon.